Hey guys, J-Man here. We're back again to talk about some women's wrestling. Okay, so I was just on Chris's channel, The Comic Vet, doing the new comic book day hangout, which he does every Wednesday, right before this stream. So I'm usually there hanging out with him and just showing some cool comics that we picked up. I picked up a shitload, as you would have seen if you're following along on my channel. Let's do some updates here. We're doing 3 streams a week now. Monday will be Legion Talk. So every Monday we're doing Legion of Superheroes, except for the second Monday of the month, where I will be on Clobberin Times on Earth B, talking about our good friend Bob Haney and going through his crazy comics. Wednesdays will be the weekly Women of Wrestling. That's standard. It'll probably be either 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, depending on what else I have going that day. I usually do 2 streams on Wednesday. And then Friday is going to be a free-for-all Friday. We might do a comic book talk. We might do a versus. We might just honor a movie, right? Talk about a specific movie. And this Friday, Sean and I are going to talk about the further adventures of Indiana Jones, issues number 9 and 10. This is the Marvel Comics. And it has to do with the fertility idol. He goes back to get it. In the opening pages of issue number 9. So he goes back to get it because he always wanted, and he goes and he gets Sala, and they go to, I think, Marrakesh or whatever they said when he goes back to Marcus, and he says, oh, I can get the idol, blah, blah, blah. Belloc can only take it to a certain location, whatever. That continues from there. And this Saturday, we're going to do an open mic for the new Indiana Jones movie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So it's going to be an open mic spoiler talk. And I have a feeling this one will go a little bit different than Flash. When we were doing the Flash one, my panel actually didn't think the Flash was that bad. Our audience was against us, but I have a feeling that we're all going to be on board for this one, saying it sucks. I don't want to prejudice it. You never know. Maybe I'll like it for some reason. I don't think that I will. And then we're also going to do a ranking next Wednesday after the wrestling stream. So we'll do a wrestling stream, then a ranking stream. And Owen from the Action Elite is going to be on that one. So next week's wrestling stream will be a bit earlier. It'll be a 7, and it won't be too long. It'll be a little bit quicker. I know we've got Money in the Bank coming up, so we'll see what time. Maybe I'll talk to Steve and see when we can schedule it, because our good friend Owen from the Action Elite really wants to do this stream, and we're going to do it on my channel, not on the Action Elite. So keep that in mind. And hey, Brian, I see you already there. Thanks for coming on. All right, let's bring in our co-host. Hey, Steve.
Hey, J-Man. What's with the green?
What green? Oh,
green now in the corners. Our names are in green bubbles, and even Brian came up with a green bubble.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's always been something. You haven't noticed? You haven't noticed? It's been green.
It's always been green. White. Now it's green. It's always green now.
Yeah. No. It's you can change it to whatever you want.
Oh.
You can make it bubbles. You can make it a square. You can make it like a little tick thing. So I used to have it like more square, and it was a different shade of green, and then it made it white or whatever. So I just played around with it. I tried to get it to like kryptonite green or something. But yeah, so we're going to be doing the rankings 1 week from today as well. No one's going to like my rankings, I can tell you right now. Though I think Sean and I spoke about this during our Toronto Comic Book Show. And I'm like, I don't think anyone's going to like Sean's rankings that much either, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sean, the thing is, he'll say blah, 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 and he'll make you think he's going to do something a la Kroll sucks, and then he'll leave the last decision to you and shock you and be like, Kroll is better than and make you be the Kroll killer. So, I mean, I've learned over the years to take Sean with a grain of salt. He will often go off on tangents and rants and then say the exact opposite.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead. Yeah.
And I would like to remind everyone that Sean was adamant he wasn't going to see Dial of Destiny. He told us in no uncertain terms he told me you and J-Man go see it. I don't care. Right. And yet I expect to see him there next.
Well, he is definitely there because I have his ticket and I just sent it to him. So
yeah.
I think the thing is, and then I rewatched them all this week.
Yep.
And I watched like Raiders and Temple of Doom back to back. And I actually watched Last Crusade first. It turns out I have actually seen Last Crusade a lot of times because I memorized quite a lot of the dialogue. Yeah. And then I watched Crystal Skull for the first time since the theater. And I think the reason why everyone hates that movie is that they think it's like a step down from Raiders or from our Last Crusade. But I already think Last Crusade is a massive step down from the other two.
Right.
So this is what people think. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, Crystal Skull. Right. And really, to me, it's, without giving my thing, there's these two, and then there's Last Crusade, and then there's Crystal Skull. Like, I don't see any difference between those. Last Crusade and Crystal Skull, I don't really see much difference between them at all. They're the same. It is the same thing. To me, it's like Lethal Weapon 3 and 4. Like, all of a sudden, 3 is, there's a whole bunch of these part 3 movies where all of a sudden it's like Die Hard 3, RoboCop 3, Lethal Weapon 3. It's like, what happened? Like, the first 2 of all these series, and there's a whole lot more of these, even Batman and Batman Returns. It's like these second movies spawn a third movie that is so scared of the second movie that it doesn't want to get close to it. And it just ends up being lame. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I think filmmakers just want to not repeat themselves. And like, I'll be honest with you, of all the filmmakers who made like series, Dick Donner's the one who I don't think should have made a series, because if you look at his filmography, it's all genres. He made The Omen, he made Goonies, he made Lethal Weapon, he made Superman. He went across the spectrum. So he never repeated himself. So you need someone who's willing to, in a way, repeat themselves. And a lot of people don't like doing that. So that's why you should you should step away. Like, I'll give you an example. It's not a great example, but it's the only one that came to mind. Harry Potter. Chris Columbus stepped away after part 2 because he didn't want to do it anymore. And I agree with that. Like, just have someone else do their own thing. And, like, if you're not going to have, the Marvel factory worker director who's okay with just taking direction from someone else, like a logo, just doing, like a corporate thing, which is what the MCU, I'm shocked that people are so pissed off at the MCU because it's so obvious what's happened is that it's just all Disney, right? The filmmakers don't, except Sam Raimi. He's the only one who has his own stamp on the movie. The rest is just, they're all Disney. That's why the individual filmmakers don't matter. It's all just Disney. And unless you're willing to do that, you probably shouldn't repeat yourself. Ari Aster now, even though he works in the horror genre, his 3 movies, I haven't seen Beau is Afraid yet.
I haven't watched that yet either.
It's vastly different from.
Well, they're completely different. Yeah. I mean, they both have cults.
Yeah.
But like in a different. Like, you can have the same thing. Well, we'll talk about it with Indiana Jones. I want to save it for that stream because my buddy's Owen's really excited to do that one.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about more of it then. But I've got like many examples where I'm not on board with a lot of these part 3 movies that everyone seems to like. Crocodile Dundee 3, or what? It's like all of these part 3s where it's like, oh, let's just pretend we're. It's like the sequel doesn't exist and we'll make a sequel to the first film. And it's like, why? In most of these cases, except for RoboCop, the sequel was actually equal to or better, or at least different enough, that it made itself distinct or whatever. But anyway.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about SmackDown. We had Ronda Rousey and Shayna versus Isla Dawn and Alba for the undisputed belts. And that'll be defended against all 3 brands. And we basically pretty much had, it was like an arm bar and a clutch or whatever. I guess if you're going to end it that way, that's the way to end it so it doesn't look too bad for Alba and Isla. I don't know because it's like Alba and Isla are better. Well, I don't know if they're a better team. Like, they're both good teams on paper, right? But
Mm-hmm.
like, obviously the wrestling isn't as good. But I mean, I don't know. Like Ronda's like just so too known. Like, it's just I don't know what to do. I don't know. Like, what would you have done? Like, you have to have Ronda and Shayna win. So what do you do then?
You're stuck because Ronda, like WWE, is owned by Endeavor.
Yep.
Endeavor is MMA.
Yep.
Ronda Rousey is one of the most recognizable
For
names from
sure.
that industry. It'd be weird to have an Endeavor
Right.
company without like MMA stars at the top. But the problem is that there, I gave this a lot of thought, probably more thought than even WWE gave. The problem with Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey is that they're too similar in style. If you ever, right. That can work. Demolition and Legion of Doom are two examples of two similar wrestlers who can make it work, but they have to have rhythm. And what I've discovered after watching this match, and it clicked with me, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler are very similar wrestlers. They're strikers/submission people, and they don't have a rhythm. And they shouldn't have a rhythm because UFC is not a tag team thing. You don't have to have a rhythm with another person. They didn't grow up in wrestling where that was a thing. It's a dance. It's a rhythm. If you watch Ronda, I've discovered why Ronda's matches are so ugly. Ronda understands real fights.
Yep.
Doesn't understand the mechanics of a fake or a choreographed fight. And
this is like, yeah, no, that is so important that people need to realize this. I still see this with Ronda. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, she like, right. This is why it's not a great transition.
Yeah.
Like Bruce Lee in movies had to change his entire style. They're like, we can't even see your punching.
Yeah.
Like, he's so fast, like the camera didn't pick that up. It's like, well, that's my punch. Right. Okay. But it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Like, real fighting on camera doesn't look good.
Nope.
ACC.
ACC.
It's like, and you see when Ronda does takedowns and flips, they are awesome.
Yeah.
Like, she whips people, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as it comes down to, okay, can you go off the ropes? Can you do a drop kick? Like, no, there's no drop kicks in fighting.
No.
Right? So it's like, there's no going off the ropes or climbing up onto the cage. These things don't happen. Right. So she doesn't know how to do them.
Nope.
Like, and what are you going to do? Right? Like, you're stuck now with this. And same with Shayna. Shayna's not that great either.
Shayna's the same.
Shayna's the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them, like Shayna worked best when you had, so as a D&D guy, you'll appreciate that with a different class. So she worked with Nia Jax because Nia Jax was just power. So you had a striker submission and power. You have a contrast. That works. Why does Raquel and Liv work? You got a power person and you got a, hybrid flyer / striker, right? Which is an energy one like Liv Morgan. That works, right? It's cool to see Raquel using Liv as a weapon. However, that probably won't prolong Liv's career.
Right.
Raquel, but the problem is that WWE is stuck because they want to use her star power and they need it for the tag team division. But in this match, Alba Fire and Isla Dawn dominated for the majority of the match. Like, it wasn't even close. And even the commentators were saying, wow, these guys are dominating. And I'm like, yeah, it's obvious. And then they lose, and it looks weird because they dominated most of the match and they lost. The problem is that how they're choreographing them, and they're trying to stay away from Shayna and Ronda's weaknesses, but it doesn't come out with verisimilitude. It doesn't come out realistic because the entire point of all these, signature moves and all that is to soften up the opponent for the finisher. Otherwise, just do the finisher right off the bat and win the match, right? There has to be some sort of storytelling in the actual choreography of the match.
And Ronda doesn't do that.
It doesn't work.
She in real fighting, you can win. She would win in 1 minute.
Yeah. Yeah, you're exactly right.
She'd get that armbar and then it's literally over.
Yeah.
This isn't like, well, why don't I just do the armbar right away? No, because we're paying for a match, so there needs to be back and forth. It's like, but why? I could just kick the crap out. I'm positive Ronda could beat up Liv Morgan in real life, or
she
whatever.
Can beat up everyone. Rhea Ripley would not stand a chance to Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey is a legit fighter.
You're right.
So maybe challenge her is Shayna Baszler or Sonya Deville.
Yeah, and Sonya, I watched Sonya's matches. She's not that great. She made the right move to go out of there.
Right.
The bantamweight division's a complete joke now that Amanda Nunes is retired. It's a literal joke. Like they literally say three bantamweight women fighters walked into a bar.
Yeah.
But seriously, Ronda does win with an armbar in real life. So what are you supposed to do with that now? It's like, well, you can't just come in and do it. So you have to have a match. Well, what's the flow going to be? I don't know. You guys got to work this out together, and I don't know.
There needs to be storytelling, and Ronda Rousey doesn't understand storytelling and fighting. She understands fighting to win, right? And you can see that in the change that she does. Brian, they are. And so is Kaden Carter and Katana Chance.
They're awesome.
The NXT women who have come in have made the main roster teams look like jokes. And I don't know if they realize that, but I think the heat on Ronda Rousey is not because of her character. The heat on Ronda Rousey is because the fans in the wrestling match are not getting what they want or what they're hoping to get.
Yeah.
It's not Ronda losing. It's Ronda telling a story through the match. And there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. They're coming in over, there's badasses, and then they're just freaking dominated through the match, and they just throw an armbar in and they win. And it just doesn't add up.
Yeah. There's not much, I don't know what you can do. Like, maybe Ronda needs to be more like a Brock, where she just comes in occasionally and does like a couple of matches or something just to use her star power to get people to watch. I don't know. If you're not a wrestler, if you're not a wrestler who's practicing all the time at like a Becky or a Charlotte or one of these people who can, it's the same thing as if Becky Lynch goes into UFC tomorrow.
No, she'll get destroyed.
She's going to be demolished.
Yeah. CM Punk made the
did he make the change?
He made the transition. He got destroyed.
Yeah, guys, you can't go into there. Like, people get obliterated.
Yep.
Right? Like, these guys are serious. Anyway, so that's that. It is what it is. Ronda, Shayna. I'm still a Ronda fan, so what are you going to do? Then there was some smack talking, blah, blah, blah. Liv came back.
In impossibly high heels, yes.
Yes. Well, I'm giving that outfit A+. Her outfit's an A+. And everyone likes Liv Morgan. It's just I'm wearing her shirt today as for so I like that coming in. She's good. So that was that for that. And then we had Charlotte and Lacey. So we had Lacey. Charlotte was mocking her, figure 8. Asuka came in and attacked. Asuka took her shoes off. She's pulling a Ric Flair or something or whatever.
No idea why shoes have to come off when people are fighting other people.
I think one came off and then she just got the other one off. But for Asuka, it seems to be okay just because she's weird.
It's just she's like walking away mocking Charlotte in her socks, and
that's great.
It's just so silly. Yeah, the match was disappointing because Lacey Evans is one of the few people. Yes, I agree. Yes, I agree to that too, Brian. I want to see Liv Morgan fight for the belt again. But anyhow, I was disappointed in this match because Lacey's one of the few who can match up to Charlotte physically.
Yeah.
And it was a total squash pretty much. Like, Lacey got almost no offense in.
Yeah, it was bullshit. Lacey Evans is strong.
Yeah.
She's a real Marine for F's sakes.
Yeah.
Like she should be able to beat the crap. So Lacey's got so Lacey has a different problem than Ronda.
Yeah.
She can do this stuff. She was a Marine. Her character is her thing. Like, Ronda is who she is because Ronda Rousey's her name. That's who she is. That is her. Lacey Evans, that's not her name. But that is what, she's a Marine. Okay, now obviously she's not a mean person saying salute me, going around the base saying salute me. But she's tough. And it's like, what the hell? So they've got the same. Well, they've got two different problems, but they're being handled the same way. Wrong. Both
Yeah.
problems are being handled
Yeah,
incorrectly.
just not used properly. They're missing out on that. You know, you need Lacey Evans to team with Xia Li, and they're combat specialists. And like Xia Li is the recruit, and she comes in and she's like their power and striking. It would be so easy, but I've been, the tag team division has been garbage. Like, put Mia Yim with Shotzi and call them the horror show. Like, I don't know how they're not making these obvious connections. They're obviously not spending the time, or they're trying to make these pitches and they're being shot down. One way or the other, we're not getting, like, it doesn't make sense. It's not so much like I love Lacey Evans or I love, Alba Fire and Iva Dawn. It's just that it's like movies. I can't ignore what is obvious. And what is obvious is you're not making sense on the screen. That's it.
Right.
That's all.
We had Bianca at ringside. She was barred from ringside, whatever. So there's
she's
that,
barred from ringside, so obviously she's going to be at ringside. So
right.
I love when they do stuff like this. You don't show up to ringside. Oh, all right.
That's like in all the cop movies and shows. The guy needs to be taken off the case before he can solve it. I'm this close to solving the case. You're off the case. Okay, now I can solve it. Thanks. My favorite. Off the case. Yeah, my favorite. It's like RoboCop at the end when Murphy is there and he's like, nobody moves, so the old man gets it. He's like, my programming will not allow me to act against an officer of this company. Dick, you're fired. Boom.
Yeah.
It's like RoboCop's like, I can't do anything. It's like, all right, you're fired. Okay. and then RoboCop just solves it immediately. Like he just shot him immediately.
Yeah.
He's like, thank you. You're like, yep, that's it. It's like, I love when it's like, yeah, I can't do it. I literally can't do anything. He's like, okay, you're fired. Okay. All right, well, that was it for SmackDown. So for Raw, Rhea and Dom, and then just whole stuff with back. I mean, we can just skip that. It's just Cody stuff. But like Dom is like, I mean, I don't like. Is it that Cody has gone so low that he's fighting Dom? I don't think it's that. I think Dom has gotten so high that he's on Cody. He's fighting Cody. I really hope this is a legit, good, solid fight here because I don't want this to be a joke match. Like let's see what Dominic can do. Like let's because I think he can do good stuff. I don't know. Like I feel like there's something there. We can work with this guy, but I don't want it to be a jokey, goofy match or whatever.
I don't think you're going to get what you want, J-Man. I think he's going to be doing a lot of heelish things. He's going to be running from Cody. He's going to be hiding behind Rhea. There's going to be a lot of
like dumbassery,
like to prolong it, and then Cody's going to eviscerate him in the freaking ring, and that's going to be it.
I hope not. Let's see what happens.
Okay, so we had the most befuddling booking I think I've seen in a while. Dominic Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes. I'm like, really?
It's so weird.
Yeah.
And then Ronda versus Raquel.
Again,
she did get the win.
She did get the win.
And that roll up was really nice. Again, anytime it's a move that you could actually possibly do, it's good. Anytime it's a wrestling move, it's awful. So yeah. I don't know what. But again, what's the solution? Like, what is the solution?
I think to your point, you make her like. I would take her out of the tag team. I would make her an individual, and I would make her come in and be an attraction, much like Brock Lesnar. I think J-Man, that's what your suggestion is a perfect idea, and have it like a shoot style match. Right. Like, I think you have to get rid of the theatrics with that and do it as close to a shoot match as possible. What I would do is put her in the underground of NXT, both her and Shayna, and have them run the underground. That would be awesome because those are more like legit underground street fights. And that's where I think Ronda Rousey excels. In the world of pageantry of the WWE, it doesn't translate.
Yeah, it is funny.
It is funny. It's just it makes you scratch your head about what they're doing with Cody. And I have a lot. We'll go over Money in the Bank of the predictions, but I have some things to say about that whole thing. But yeah, Raquel losing continues to astound me just because her moves are all power. She's dominant in the ring. She sort of lost through trickery, so that's okay. But it continues to amaze me how much she loses more than she should. She should be on one of these like streaks where she just plows through everyone.
All right. Yep. No, I know. We had Trish, Zoe, Bex, Bailey, Io, Zelina. Bailey's like, I've won this before, which is great. Zelina's like, you dismissed us, and she's like, you called her a pipsqueak and all that. I love pipsqueak. That's like one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite insults. I don't know enough people that are short enough that I could use it on them though, but I do like pipsqueak. That's funny.
Yeah,
Bailey's just funny.
Bailey, she keeps shining even though they keep like burying her. She shines whenever given a chance. And she's awesome. She's still trying to pull this, Io and I are good, but I keep, insulting her, giving her backhand comment. Like, oh yeah, and Io can win. We could win. We could win, yeah. But I mean, it's hard. Like Becky Lynch is so on her game. Like, they were all talking and Becky's just like, la 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 by the ropes. I mean, it's just Becky is everyone. If you want to know how to be a successful wrestler, watch Becky Lynch. She is on, even if the camera's not on her, and they teach you that for film. Like if you're an actor, if you want to be a serious actor, even when the camera's not on you, be acting. And Becky Lynch epitomes that approach, and that's why she is the man.
And then she says, I don't need the belt. That later her and Rhea have a little bit of a thing.
That was good. I'll talk about that one. But like, I do like Trish saying, I don't know. I can't call you a little girl and I can't call you a woman because you're the man. Like Trish is good, man. I do like Trish.
Trish is good. She came back and you know what? She's pretty cool. Like
she is.
I like her. Yeah.
She's delivering. Io Sky, I'm not buying the baby face turn. It's just she's just too awkward.
Yeah.
In a lot of aspects. And Zoe Stark is good as silent muscle, but I hope to see more from her. But I was reading today that she just doesn't. People don't think she has the mic skills, and she did screw up that one thing. So like a couple weeks ago. So I'm kind of like I can kind of see why you would want Trish with her, at least right now. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's okay. Like give her a shot. Let's see. She could just be silent and beat up people. Like you don't always have to be a mic person.
No.
Yeah. So Becky and Rhea. That's like I don't need the title. That was all great stuff.
I like Rhea Ripley a lot. I think she's one of the best talents to ever step in the ring. But when you see her talking to Becky Lynch, you see how far she still has to come.
Right.
Becky is confident, and that confidence comes off. And Rhea comes across. Maybe this is acting. I don't know, but she comes across as an insecure sort of bully.
Right.
In this persona. And Becky Lynch is just that cool, confident. She always seems to know what to say, and she always has, something impactful to say.
Right.
And how many people do we know who can shut up Rhea frigging Ripley?
No, I know. Yeah, no, Becky's just like so awesome. Like it's just like as soon as she comes in, everything's on her. As soon as she talks, she's clearly the best. Like the best ones have been Becky and Bailey fighting it out and like with words and stuff. And I don't know. Yeah, Io Sky. I don't know. I can't. I'm not sold. Like I'm just not pumped up for. We had Maxine getting better with the coach.
I think Alpha Academy has leveled up since Maxine joined them.
Oh, I agree with that. And Otis and all that. I actually like them just being together now.
Yeah.
It's just funnier to me.
Yeah.
I like Maxine. She's
Yeah.
very attractive.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. Then we had Natty come on, and she's like, "Well, there's a battle inside my head, and all this." It's like I don't care.
This needs
I don't
to
understand. This
go
needs to
somewhere,
end.
and it needs to go somewhere fast. We don't need another 6 weeks of Lacey Evans' backstory and Natalia fighting her inner demons. This either ends in a freaking retirement or a massive character change where she turns vicious,
Like psychotic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she needs to like figure her stuff out. It's like I don't care about I don't care about this big inner D. Oh, it's a battle inside my head. It's like, well, not really. You just got your ass handed to you, so figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah, whatever happened to the resourceful wrestler who came with different ideas to how to beat an insurmountable challenge? Like, I don't know. I literally can't believe I'm saying this, but they should take a cue from Mr. Satan in freaking Dragon Ball Z. Couldn't beat Majin Buu like physically, so he found other ways to go after him. And I'm kind of like, Natalia, you got to Mr. Satan up and try
Satan up.
Satan
up,
man.
All right, next NXT.
Yes.
Thea versus Tiffany. Well, we knew Tiffany was going to win that, but it was weird because the two coaches guys came out. I'm like, this is almost like Thea Hale is the villain here, is the heel here, because it's like this is like
they
like
were holding
them coming.
The ropes, the Charlie
Yeah.
Dempsey holding the ropes, and yeah.
Oh yeah, that was neat. So then she got pissed off at that, but then but Tiffany did tap.
She did tap.
And then she did the roll up. She didn't do the prettiest moonsault or whatever.
No, and I think that's smart because she's getting. If you want to keep her a heel, don't have her do these great moves. I don't know. Like, she's got to win sort of bullshit, and this was the right call booking wise.
Yeah.
Thea Hale, I am shocked. Someone so young looks that good in the ring. She looks really good, and she looks pretty. Like. The Kimura lock is no joke, man. If you see that thing locked in, that's a legit submission hold. I actually don't know how. There's some moves like the ankle lock and stuff where you're like, that doesn't hurt. You're just like turning.
Yeah, you're holding someone's foot.
Yeah, you're moving someone's foot. That doesn't matter. Like, I actually had a friend who put a girl. She's like, oh, the ankle lock doesn't hurt, and he put her into it, and he's like, does that hurt? She's like, no, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't hurt, right? But the Kimura lock is a legit hold in UFC, so it's a legit submission hold. So I really like her having that and the evolution of her character. She looked really good in this match. I think far better than anyone thought she would. She's not ready to be champion. I agree with that, but she'll be champion someday because she's got everything I think you need to be champion.
Yeah, she was good. And then Mr. Chase came out, which was great.
I love Mr. Chase. I love Chase, man.
Yeah, I do too. So that was good. And then we had Dana injured and this Jordan woman saying, "Oh, I'm looking up to you." I'm like, I don't know why.
She's a gymnast too. I am excited for this. I don't know this girl, but if they're a tag team, we need more tag teams.
Right.
In the female.
Yeah, so like Ronda's going to be on like NXT or whatever, right? Like, because it's all brands. So what belt? I didn't even pay attention. What belts were they using? The regular tag team belts, not the NXT one.
No, they have both now. They're coming out with both belts, like the men do.
Oh, they should just make one belt again for the tag belts then if they're going to do this.
But they made one belt for Roman and he still got the other two.
I texted, so for those out there, when Roman appeared and they showed all three belts, I texted Steve, I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like, now he's carrying three belts. 3 belts? Nobody said anything about 3 belts. Like, what do I do? Take one belt, take all belts, or what? That's from Army of Darkness that I retooled the dialogue for Roman.
I think he should show up with the women's belts personally.
You know what'd be really funny? If Roman, oh my God. I just thought of the best angle for the next Roman Reigns opponent. Oh my God, this is so funny. I'm so happy I thought of this. Let's say it's Matt Riddle, just to pick someone, just because that's who I thought. Matt Riddle should come out with the 3 belts, but the mini versions, and hold them up and be like, "Look, I'm Roman Reigns. I carry 3 belts around. Look how cool!" It's like, yeah, and then hold them all like, I got 3 belts, and it's like, and then they should have like him like with like his hair slicked back like Roman's, and like the bun, and then he's sitting down, like, and then there's the 3 belts like next to him, but the mini belts. So, oh, I'm just here with my mini belts or whatever. And you could have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, like the bloodline sitting there. And they're like, yeah, look at those belts, man. It's like, look at all 3 of these belts. We've got it all. And they can call themselves like, not the bloodline, but like the bro line or whatever, right? Like, you know,
did you see the exchange between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens on Raw?
I don't. Which one was it? I remember.
So the Imperium shows up, and like Sammy and Kevin show up. They're like, "We're going to interrupt you this week. It's not so fun, is it?" Right. It's like, I don't know what happened, but like Kevin said, "We're not mad with you," and or something like that. And Sammy's like, "Yes, we are." And Kevin's like, "We are? Why?" He's like, "Because they hurt Matt Riddle." He's like, "I don't care about Matt Riddle." He said, "He's like, yes, you do." He's like, "I care about Matt Riddle." And Sammy's like, "Yes, you care about Matt Riddle." He's like, "Okay, how could you do that?" No, I didn't see that. He was trying not to laugh, and I think Gunther was trying not to laugh. Like, I was laughing because he was just like, he's like, "I don't care about Matt Riddle." He's like, "You do." He's like, "I do." Yeah. It's like, "How could you do this?"
Yeah, we do. We care about him. You bastards! What do you do?
It was so fun. And you could tell Kevin Owens was trying not to laugh.
Right. So that was good. Rhea came out, just like, don't mess with Judgment Day kind of crap. So that's not really a big thing.
Well, she also showed up later with JC Jane, right? And she's
right.
Like,
which will
don't mess with Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah. Kiana versus Gigi. That Gigi pin was kind of interesting. The one where like it was like she was like this, and then she sat on her legs and pushed it down.
Yeah.
But I thought that looked kind of cool. But I thought, isn't it too easy to just go like this and like not like like you shouldn't have your legs there,
right?
So that was kind of weird. Oh, we didn't see this. If Brandy Rhodes comes in, that'd be hilarious.
That would be great.
Yeah, Paul Heyman carrying the belt. Yeah, they should do that. They should. Well, they're not going to do that now, but they should bring in like Pip Heyman or something. Like, call him Pip Heyman, and call him the I don't know, instead of the wise man, call him Pip Wiseman. It's like, hey, Wiseman. It's like, yes, bro. Yes, my bro chief or something, or my bro. It's like, carry my 3 belts. It's like, okay. And it's like the bro line and all.
If they do that, I would cry with laughter.
No, I'm telling you, they should do that. That's my idea.
Yeah. Watch, they will do it because it's just so outrageous. I could see them doing it, especially like Kevin Owens and that is like always. I don't know. Kevin Owens is still on fire for me. Him and Sami Zayn together are like gold. Gigi won. Then she got paint thrown all over.
Crucifix
pin, which I'm still not loving, but I'm like, fine. Gigi had some weird kicks in this one. It was kind of like very, I don't know. They weren't even within screaming distance of Kiana James, but luckily Kiana James like didn't take them. So
right.
It was just weird how some of the I think Gigi still needs some refinement in her strikes.
Yeah.
But overall, I like Gigi. She's got the look. She's got the story behind her. The fans are behind her. I think this is a good run for her. We'll see where it goes.
And then Blair Davenport
attacked Roxanne Perez during a TikTok video.
They're like, what the hell's going on? You can't even go on TikTok now. And damn you.
And of course, Last Legend and Jakar.
Oh, yes.
Metaphor, which I gotta say, I love the name.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they're challenging Ronda and Shayna. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Let's have everyone challenge them.
Right.
Let's get in there, man.
Yeah. So that was cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it, really.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
in the bank we could talk about the.
yeah, let's. I want to pull that up. So let me get a screen up for that one. It takes a second here. Hold on. Money in the Bank 2023. Let's do a share screen here. Yep, you can see that good.
Yeah.
All right, matches. So Ricochet, Shinsuke, LA Knight, Santos, Butch, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. Stipulations: Money in the Bank ladder match for men's championship contract. So who do you think is going to win that?
Drew McIntyre.
Oh, how? What's going to happen?
I mean, he's going to attack someone backstage and enter. I've been hearing he might be coming back. The other name I've been hearing is Randy Orton. This crowd is uninspiring. LA Knight is the obvious one to win, but it's a really uninspiring group. Most of them don't have a hope in hell of coming, like Butch, like seriously, Logan Paul, Santos Escobar. None of these guys, Shinsuke, Ricochet, none of these guys have a hope in hell. So I feel like there's a missing person. I think it's going to be Drew McIntyre. He's going to come back as a heel, attack Shinsuke or someone backstage, come in and win the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Yeah, like Ricochet is like, no. I like Shinsuke, but probably not. Like, he doesn't need belts and stuff. He's like one of these guys that just people like him. He just comes out and he's cool, and that's it. LA Knight would be awesome to win. Santos, I just don't care about him. Butch, I don't even know who this is. Damian Priest, I like him, but whatever. Logan Paul's not going to win because they're just not going to have that. Cody's going to beat Dominic.
You forgot the women's.
Yeah, we'll do that at the end.
Okay. Yeah, Cody's going to beat Dominic. The question is just how fast it's going to be.
Right. Seth will beat Finn, right?
Oh, damn straight. Like, I know they're trying to do what their best to get Finn Balor up to like Seth Rollins to sing, but I don't see Finn Balor winning that match against Seth Rollins.
I'm sure. Yeah, he's not. No, Seth Rollins is just too hot. They want him to have the. And I think Jimmy and Jay are winning.
Nope.
You think Roman wins?
I think he has to. Him and Solo Sikoa. I think they win because what is Roman Reigns like? He hasn't wrestled singles in a while, and tag team he keeps losing. So what is his legacy? He's got to win a tag team match.
Right. So he'll have to win then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ronda and Shayna. You think?
Oh yeah, they'll go over.
Yeah.
Liv and Raquel. Yeah.
Gunther's gonna win.
Oh yeah, Gunther. They're aiming to beat Honky Tonk Man's run because he's the longest Intercontinental champion. So Gunther's aiming to beat that record, and I think they want him to. I think a lot of people want him to. So Matt Riddle's not winning that match.
I love Honky Tonk Man. I've got his toy right there. I think he's great.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with Gunther. Like, look, these things, they can't last forever.
Nope.
This isn't like a movie where they remake it and it's shit or something and you're pissed off. It's like, these are people, nobody's going to go back in time and watch all of Honky Tonk Man's matches.
Yeah.
Like, whereas somebody will watch the old RoboCop movie and not watch the remake. So why'd you make the remake?
I completely agree with you.
You have to push forward.
And it's not a cheap thing. Like, here's the thing. I respect Gunther's run a hell of a lot more than I respect Roman's run because Gunther is showing up pretty much every week and he is defending it on a I wouldn't say a weekly basis, but he's doing it on a, pretty regular basis, right? Like
pretty regular. He's there. Like, I mean, and his matches are pretty hard.
Yeah, solid matches.
Like, he's just a solid wrestler. I like him. I don't know. I like Imperium. I love the look of those guys. Like, he's awesome. Well, I love Honky Tonk Man. 100%. I loved him from back then. I thought he was hilarious. I love listening to him talk on him when he shoots and stuff on the YouTube channels and stuff. So I love Honky Tonk Man, but we have to live in a progressive like society and wrestling. Like this again, there's going to be someone who's going to beat Ronda's record in UFC, right? There's like I think Amanda may have already beaten it. There's going to be people who beat these records because that's just how it goes.
Yeah,
like athletes get better the more people that participate. The competition goes higher and higher. We just went. Steven and I went to a baseball game just on the weekend, and there's going to be like you remember. Oh, Babe Ruth is the best, right? But then someone's going to beat that. And then someone's going to beat the next record. We're talking about pitch speeds. Like what was that movie? What was the guy who I don't know the first guy who did 90 or something, 90 kilometers? It's like they make a movie about it now. 90 is normal.
Yeah, 90 miles per hour. Yeah, it's.
What was the movie where the guy broke the I don't know what it was. There's a movie. It's the guy it was a movie about a pitcher who they're like, holy shit, he just pitched 85. And you're like, that's nothing now, right? Like,
yeah.
Maybe it was the rookie of the year or
something like that. There's been a ton of them like that. There was that one Dennis Quaid did where
Dennis Quaid. That's
the
it.
Teacher became a pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Yes. Yes. So it's like stuff like that. It's like, someone does 85 kilometers an hour pitch and like, or miles per hour, or whatever I don't know what it's miles per hour. Yeah. 80 miles per hour. And you're like, holy crap. And then it's like, yeah, now that's nothing. Like 80s, like kids shit.
I think the problem ends up being, we're not going to make this a baseball thing. I think in terms of baseball, a lot of the old records won't stand because the players have changed to the degree that, like, for instance, Cal Ripken played, I don't know, over 2,000 games consecutively.
Yeah.
Now they'll just sit guys to rest them, even if they don't need it.
Right.
Like, there's certain things I don't think will be broken because the games do change, but wrestling hasn't changed. And that's why it's not a legit sport. It has not changed, right? Like, I think, and the other thing is, to your point, I think a lot of people, like Gunther has studied, like he's trained, he's a wrestler, right? Like these guys know the Honky Tonk Man and what he did. They know like the guys who came before them, so they know what to do. I do feel though that like the one thing is, yeah, no match for the U.S. title. I thought of that, Brian. I'm like, I haven't seen Theory in a while. I don't know if he's injured or what the story is. But he hasn't been really around the last few weeks. But I think because wrestling doesn't change, these streaks and these title things and these, how long they've been a champion and you've been a champion 15 times. Because it's just a storyline, you can change these records, right? And a lot of people do demand these records get changed.
Yep. All right, the big one. We got Zelina, Becky, Zoe, Bailey, Io, and Trish. Who's going to win?
I keep hearing Io, but I don't believe it. I think it's Becky. I think it's Becky because it's more interesting if Becky is the Money in the Bank holder. I don't think, Trish isn't winning it. Bailey's not winning it. Zoe's not winning it. And Zelina's not winning it. So it's between Io and Becky. I don't think I don't think the damage control split is interesting enough that we want to throw the Money in the Bank contract into that. Whereas I think with Becky having it, then you have the constant threat of her cashing in on Rhea. They sort of teased it last Monday Raw. I think there's more there because I think they're struggling to find people to legitimately battle Rhea. That's why she's beating up Natalya all the time. Raquel is not fighting her. She could be a good opponent, but she's too busy being in a tag team. Ronda could challenge her and give her a good fight, but she's too busy being in a tag team.
Right.
Becky Lynch is the one person. The only thing that's going to stop that is, and you know this because you heard this with your own ears, Lita's going to come back and get revenge on Trish. So the one thing that may happen, and this doesn't mean that it's got to be Becky versus Rhea at SummerSlam, but I think at SummerSlam it's Trish and Zoe versus Lita and Becky.
Yeah, it could be. For me, I want Becky or Bailey to win. Mm-hmm. Bailey to win, just to go around saying 2-time Money in the Bank winner, whatever, and then she'll be like 2-time winning, and then she can and then like she can dump Io Sky and be like, I don't need you anymore, Io, or maybe Io. They're obviously gonna have a fight. They're gonna fight it out they'll break up in Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But like, I like the idea that and then she wins, and it's like, yeah, or Io's about to win, and then Bailey like throws her down and then takes it from her, and it's like, oh, we did it together, yeah, we did it. And he was like, what are you talking about? You threw me out. So pull something like that.
I like the idea of Bailey winning it just because no one's expecting it.
Yep.
But I honestly feel like the most value you would give to the briefcase is to give it to Becky.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want Io Sky to win because, like, what is the point of that? Like, who is Io going to cash in against? Asuka?
I'm not. Yeah, she would cash in against Asuka. I'm not. I'm not really intrigued with the Io Sky character. She does some nice aerial moves in the ring, and that's pretty much all I gotta say. And she's got a cool entrance music, but I don't understand anything else about her. Like, I don't understand the persona. Her interviews are mostly in Japanese. I have no idea what she's talking about. But she's not entertaining like Asuka is. Asuka gets it. I don't think Io Sky gets it. Io Sky looks like she's half asleep all the time. I don't want to train to get behind Io Sky because I don't think she's earned it in the main roster. And I don't think you give it to anyone else. I'm all for Money in the Bank should be the next step for someone. I'm not seeing this being the next step for anyone. So you might as well give it to the biggest star in the match, who is Becky Lynch.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, we're almost at the hour. Is there anything else? I guess that's pretty much it. Next week, we'll see. Owen from the Action Elite. We were going to do something on his channel, but we've changed it to my channel. So it's going to be my channel for the ranking, the Indiana Jones movie ranking. This Friday, Sean and I are going to do the issues 9 and 10 of the Marvel comic, and then Saturday will be the open mic, where I think this is going to bring a lot of people together. I have a feeling that I know Flash didn't do it. I don't know. I can't remember the last one that brought everyone together. Maybe like Eternals or something, because that was just I don't think I know anyone who likes Eternals.
You do.
Oh, I mean anyone who's going to be on the stream or in the chat. Yes, I know one person who likes it, but they don't really like it. They haven't thought it through. I haven't explained why they don't like it. But
sex with furniture. What do you think?
That's like my favorite line from UHF.
It's just because of the look on the woman's face when he hands her.
And it's so random.
She's just like,
It's like, wait, what? What are you asking me? Why am I being asked this question right now?
Why are we talking about sex with furniture?
So.
I for WWE to improve their stock, they got to stop getting behind the Roman Reigns train. They got to stop. That's what I want to say. They got to stop, parading around that he's been the champ over 1,000 days, because it's hollow. It's really hollow.
Yeah, he's never around, so it's like whatever.
Yeah. Every other week, I'm like, Roman Reigns returns. I'm like, he's the champ. Why does he have to return?
Yeah,
he's not coming back from injury. Why is he returning?
Yeah, he's coming back from margaritas.
Yeah, margaritas.
All right, guys. Well, that is it. And hopefully we'll see you on Friday and Saturday. And if not, then 1 week from today. All right, guys. Until next time.
Hey, friends. You've just been listening to J-Man. And he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.